Hey, welcome to day 2. I'm sure you watched day 1 of the 30-day Scalable Telematics challenge. Today we're talking about mapping your current fleet gaps. And we're focusing on auditing and setting baseline metrics. So, from my experience, I've discovered that you can't scale what you haven't diagnosed. So today we'll move from guesswork to insights, right? Because without clarity, every fix is like a band-aid. But visibility comes from metrics, and you want to understand exactly what you're scaling. You want to understand your device health check. You want to have trip reviews and audit logs. That is where you have operational visibility and truly experience the power of that visibility. So what are the common fleet gaps you should be looking out for? If you want to scale your telematics operations, there are some fleet gaps you need to look out for. Number 1 is devices offline and not transmitting. Oh, that's a huge gap you need to look out for. How often do they go offline? How often do they not transmit? Number 2 is to start looking out for trips, whether they are completed, even if they are completed, whether they are verified. Did the vehicle go to the location it was sent? Or was there diversion? And then number 2 is to start looking out for unknown diversion routes. This brings about a lot of red flags in your operations, where these vehicles are going to, why are they staying long in a location, why are they passing that route. And then you want to check unexplained fuel drops and increases. And another big one I've noticed is wrong plate numbers and customer names because of data integrity. So these are common fleet gaps you need to check. So, how then do you then audit your fleets? Number 1 is to pick 10 recent trips and then track from loading to delivery. You want to track on-time departure. You want to track on-time delivery. You want to track ETA. ETA means expected time of delivery from start to the end. Number 2 step you need to take is to then review your device health and uptime in the last 48 hours. Were they offline, online, all through the journey? Were they events like disconnection, tampering, and all of those things? And then number 3, you want to check if your reports match your actual delivery outputs. And then lastly, you begin to identify data mismatches, delays, and mis-escalations. Now, the idea of this is to see opportunities of growth in your operations. That's the idea of auditing. You want to just see where there are gaps, because you cannot scale an operation you have not diagnosed, like doctors would do. Doctors would, diagnose a patient before treating. So you need to do that diagnosis. Now, so what's the baseline principle for this exercise? 2 principles. Number 1 is that you can't measure improvement if you don't know your starting point. So you must determine your starting point. I'm going to start here, and I've given you what to look out for, right? So start from those locations and begin to watch trends, patterns, because that's the biggest tool in the hand of a fleet manager, a fleet operator, or a business owner. Second baseline principle is that these metrics will form the foundation for dashboard creations and KPIs we'll be building later. So it's important we audit so that we know whether we have actually advanced in scaling our operations or not. So do that exercise in your operations today, because until you make the unconscious visible, it will rule your fleet and you will call it chaos. So all of the unconscious gaps in your operations, you want to make them visible so that you can begin to deal with the chaos in your operations. So complete that task today, and then tomorrow we'll explore another important topic, which I call the true cost per kilometer, because many companies don't know what costs them per kilometer. See you tomorrow, okay? Do the audit, and if you need help in conducting that audit, why don't you just DM us and we can see what we can do about that. My name is Shino Salako, and I'm a telematics consultant, a fleet expert, and we're here to serve you. Your fleet is talking. Are you listening?